Hey guys, so today I'm going to do my monthly wrap up for September, and I just want to say how excited I am that it's fall. As you can see, I'm already wearing my sweater, even though it's probably still too hot in Georgia for me to be wearing this, but I cannot wait to get out my fall clothes, so I'm starting early. Most of these books I've talked about previously in videos, and I have some reviews on some of these, so I'm probably not going to go into too much detail about them. And other ones I have reviews on my blog, which I will link to down below. I'll probably tell you guys my rating and a few thoughts about each book. So let's get started. So the first book I actually read like end of August, early September. I think I finished like midnight on September 1st. So I still finished it in September, so that's why I'm including it. And I wanted to talk about this book. And it's The Natural History of Dragons by Marie Brennan. So this book, I haven't seen a lot on BookTube about it, and I am obsessed with dinosaurs and dragons, so I had to get this book. And even though there weren't really a lot of good reviews on it, I just had to get it for the cover too, because I mean, look at this cover. It's so beautiful. So yeah, I just had to get this book, and I will probably be getting the rest of the series based on the covers alone, because I honestly did not really enjoy this book. Like, a lot of the comments that I noticed before I even read it said that this book didn't really talk a lot about dragons. Like, the main focus of the book was more this mystery. All the reviews are pretty much right. Dragons play a part, but they're not it's a huge part. Like, I was hoping for this book to be a more like scientific take on dragons, what if they were real, how they function. And it does talk a little bit about the science of how dragons, breathe fire and all the different types of dragons in this world. And that was really interesting. But the main focus was more on Lady Trent, who actually writes the memoir. And it's kind of dry and a little boring. I mean, I'm definitely gonna read the other books, but it'll probably be a while before I get to them. I just feel like I don't have much words to say about this book. If you like old style, like Victorian kind of books, it kind of takes place in a kind of style like that. And women aren't looked at as, people that can do, jobs or kind of just stay in the house, tend to the house type thing. So she kind of goes against that and wants to study dragons. So it's really interesting. There's, I like that it has a strong female character, but I was looking for more dragons, I guess. So yeah. It's a pretty good book, but if you're really looking for something about dragons, I wouldn't recommend this one. The next book I want to talk about, which I've already done a book review for on my channel, which I'll link down below, is How to Kill Yourself and Others by Kiese Lamon. Not already watched that review, I highly recommend you do, because this book is amazing. It's super awesome, and I absolutely loved it. And you could really read this book if you're reading two books at the same time, because it's just like really short essays, and it's a really short book, something to get through really quickly. And you could just try to read an essay a day. And I just thought it was a really great book, and I highly, highly recommend this book and anything that Kiese Lamon writes. So after reading that book with the essays, I wanted something a little lighter, because that book talks a lot about race, and I just wanted a more enjoyable read. So I was shopping at Target, and I saw this book, A Whole New World by Liz Braswell, and I thought it was really interesting. I've always loved the Aladdin fairy tale, and I like the idea of having a dark and twisted version of that. I was really excited to read this book. It kind of is an interesting take on the Aladdin story, and when I started reading this book, I got really disappointed really quickly. I have to say that like literally the first quarter of this book is a play-by-play of the Disney movie, like line for line, exactly the same. And then it kind of diverges, but it's just, I don't know. It wasn't as dark as I was expecting it to be. The characters weren't really developed. It wasn't my favorite like take of a fairy tale kind of story, and I was really disappointed. It didn't really add anything to the characters or to the story, though I do have to say the setting in this book is pretty amazing. I like the city and the street rats and everything, so that was pretty cool. But the characters and the plot were just really lacking in this book. I think I gave it a 2. Wouldn't really recommend this book unless you absolutely love Aladdin. So the next book I read was Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell, and I got the collector's edition because I thought the cover was so cute. And I was kind of really excited to read this one because a lot of people on BookTube said it was really great, and I love the idea of fan fiction in a book, and I just thought it would be really interesting to read. I heard a lot of great reviews about it, but I was really disappointed. I feel like I'm probably the only one that didn't like this book. I know that Katie from Katie Loves to Read also did not like this book. I don't even think she finished it. So I guess that's good to know that I'm not the only one that hated this book. I did end up giving it 3 stars at the end because there are parts that I really did like about this book. I love the characters. I thought they were pretty interesting, and you know, they're all very different, well-rounded, but the story just really lacked for me. Nothing really happened in this book, and the ending was like, wait, what? Did it just end? Like, I kept flipping through the pages like, this cannot be the end. Like, it was just, I don't know. It was just disappointing. Not discouraged by reading any more of Rainbow Rowell's books. I do plan on reading more of hers because I hear that those are better, but I was just not a fan of Fangirl. Sorry. And the last book I want to talk about is Black Chalk by Christopher J. Yates. And this book, oh my gosh, I don't even know like what to say about this book right now. Like, I just finished it last night and I really don't know how I feel about it yet. Like, I like it, but there's a lot of parts about this book that I don't like as well. I mean, in the cover he's described as the like British version of Stephen King, and I wouldn't quite say that he's a Stephen King. And I mean, this is his debut novel, so I mean, it's good for a first book. Like, it's really good. Like, I love his writing. His style of writing is very interesting, and it's like creepy and dark, but at a lot of points in the book he just tricks you, and I don't really like that, and the mystery isn't as good as I thought it was gonna be. But I will definitely be doing a review of this book on my channel, so I will talk about it a lot more in that review. I still don't know how I feel about it, but I definitely say it's definitely over 3 stars for this book. So I got through 5 books this month, which I'm really happy about, considering that like since I graduated from college, I really haven't had the motivation or time to read. Since I started this channel, I find myself getting through a book a week, which is amazing to me, and I'm super excited to see what I'm going to read in October. And I'll probably have a video about my TBR for October so you guys can see what I plan to read, because I think having a list of books that I want to get through in the month will help me read more. So yeah, that's what I'm hoping to do for my next video. And let me know what books you read this month in the comments below, or if you have read any of these books, I'd love to know your thoughts. And yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Bye. Alright, cheers. Oh my god. Oh god. Oh my god. I don't think I can finish this one.